Hi everyone! I hope you're having a super duper great day. I am. Thank you. So today I will be answering a few controversial questions that you can't really ask trans people. I'm going to take a look at the subreddit controversial questions and see what people might want to know about trans people. Because if you didn't know, I'm actually a trans woman. I transitioned over 10 years ago. So today I thought that I would take a little peek and see what people might want to know. And I will be answering them even if they're like private or personal or whatever. I will be answering them all for your pleasure. So let's just dive right into it. So I have my phone right here. What's something you wish you could ask a trans person without any judgment? What questions do you wish people would stop asking you? Personal questions about my intimate area. I had the SRS, the bottom surgery, over 10 years ago, and still to this day I get questions about if I had the surgery, if I'm going to have the surgery, and if I've had the surgery, how did it go, and everything like that. And it's just like pretty problematic, because even if I talk about these things on my YouTube channel, it needs to be consensual in another setting. So sometimes these questions just pop up in the most random settings with people I'm not really familiar with, and it's pretty problematic because they're not asking anyone else about their private parts, and I don't want to talk about those things with people I'm not really comfortable with. So if you're a cisgender person, don't be asking trans people about their genitals. It's not comfortable. Yeah, it's very weird, and I don't know why people are so obsessed with other people's genitals. But yeah, let's move on. Next question. Did you have the surgery? Yes, I did. As I said, I had the surgery like 10 years ago and it went pretty well. But something else that is more than well is Catch Beauty's IPL machine, because this video is actually in sponsorship with Catch Beauty. And if you're not entirely sure what Catch Beauty is about or what they sell, they mostly sell IPL machines, and an IPL machine is a little device like this that helps you remove your unwanted body hair and facial hair permanently at home, in the comfort of your own home, which is absolutely amazing. And something else, if you get this one that I have, you actually get 3 different modules. One for removing your unwanted body hair, one for treating dark circles, and one for acne treatment. So 3 different modules if you purchase this one. But the last but definitely not least, the reason why I have been collaborating with Catch Beauty for such a long time is because their incentive to help trans people on their journeys and to feel comfortable in their own skin. On their website, they have products specifically targeted for trans people. Obviously, you can still purchase their products even if you're not trans. I'm just saying that this brand means so much to me, and it has helped me so tremendously much on my journey in loving myself and being comfortable in my own skin. And trust me when I say this product definitely and absolutely work. But if you're interested in getting one yourself, and I 100% recommend it, you can use my discount code Mathilda, and click the link down below in my description box or my top comment. And thank you so much for supporting me, and remember, whenever you support a company that I work with, you also support me as well. But now, without further ado, let's get into the rest of these very valid questions. What was your name before your transition? My dead name was Marcus. So yeah. Does sitting down feel different after you got your bottom surgery? Yes, it did. Like, everything was kind of different, since you know what they do. So yes, it definitely felt different, especially right after having surgery. It was really sore and swollen. I couldn't sit properly. It just felt very uncomfortable. I hated everything about it. So yeah, it didn't look good. It didn't feel good. Everything was just like a pain in my... Yeah, so it definitely felt different, and it feels different to what it was before. So yes, is it still possible for a person to have an orgasm after reassignment surgery? Yes, it is. It's possible, and it's possible for me as well. Right after having the surgery, I couldn't, or I didn't even try in the beginning, but once I did try, nothing really happened. I think it didn't really happen until like 1 year after having the surgery. And just as a disclaimer, I never did anything like that before having the surgery. My gender dysphoria was really bad. And for those who aren't aware, gender dysphoria is the discomfort you feel when your gender identity and your biological sex doesn't match. And my gender dysphoria was really bad, so I didn't do anything before getting the bottom surgery, and I mean anything. So I don't really know what it feels like before having the surgery, but after the surgery, everything feels good. I don't know what normal is. I don't really like the term normal, but it feels good, and I can achieve the big O for those who are asking. Is there any part of you that is genuinely, I can't pronounce that word, I'm sorry, worried that it's just a phase? No, I was never worried about that. Ever since I was very little, I've always known that there was something wrong with me. I couldn't really pinpoint exactly what that feeling was, but I was just I was incredibly jealous of all of the other girls in my class. I wanted to be like them, I wanted to look like them, I wanted to do what they were doing ever since I was as little as I remember. So I've always had that feeling. But when I turned 15, I realized exactly what was wrong with me, and I started transitioning to the person I am today. So to answer your question, no, I've never ever thought that it was just a phase. If you transition from male to female, this gal right here, can you still go bald as you get older, or do the hormones prevent that from happening? Hormones prevent it, especially if you start earlier in life. It's like 100% prevented. You can still, get bald from other reasons, but the hormones prevent it. However, if you transition later in life, it's not 100% guaranteed. It still makes it so that your hair might grow back, or it does prevent further hair loss. However, if you transition later in life, it might not work as good as it does when you transition earlier in life, if that makes sense. So yeah, if you're transitioning male to female and are on hormone replacement therapy but haven't had the bottom surgery yet, can you get someone pregnant? No. It definitely depends on how long you've been on the HRT. If you've been on the HRT for like a month, yeah, you can probably get someone pregnant. But if you've been on the HRT for like a year, you're most likely going to be infertile at that point. The doctors warn you about this before going on HRT, that you might lose your ability to get biological children. For me, as I said, I never did anything before. I just hated everything about my life, so I didn't really have a choice. I didn't want to have biological children if it meant being the person I was. And obviously I was never going to get biological children just because of the gender dysphoria. So I had to transition and just leave that behind. Obviously it's been an inner struggle in my life not being able to have biological children, but as I said, it was never a choice that I made. The choice was kind of made for me. I never made the choice to be a trans woman. It just so happened. I was just born like this. So yeah. But to answer your question, if you've been on the HRT for a longer period of time, you're not going to be able to get biological children even if you stop going on the HRT. What does it mean when you feel like a girl/boy? I'm a biological female and I identify as a woman, but I don't feel like a woman. I just am. So what do you mean by that? That is a very good question. For me, it's not a single experience to feel or to be a woman. Some women love to put on makeup and to be like girly girls, and other women don't, and they like skateboards and playing games and, you know, hate makeup. You know, it's not a single experience to be a woman, and that's the same with me. I just knew. Ever since I was little, I just remember feeling the need to be the person I really was. I still kind of have the same personality as I did like before I transitioned. I just knew that I wanted to be me. I just knew that I wanted and I needed my body to reflect the person I was inside. I felt trapped in another body, and that body was not intended for me. It was not a reflection of who I was inside, and my personality didn't really change. I was born as a girl, as a woman, but I was born in a male body, and I just wanted it to change. I don't know. I can't say. It wasn't because I like makeup, or it wasn't because I like dresses that I transitioned. I just needed my body to reflect the person I was inside, and that's the only reason I transitioned. I couldn't live the way that I did before, and I don't really have a better answer than that. I think explaining how you feel as a trans person to a cisgender person is very difficult. But I would say, if you're a cisgender person, if you wake up tomorrow in the opposite sex's body, you would know that that is wrong. You would just feel like you miss your old body. In the beginning, you might be like, oh my god, this is so quirky, it's so weird, like I wanna know what it feels like. You might be like that, but after a while, you wanna go back. That's what I'm saying. You would know that. You would just know that this is not my body. I don't want to live in this body. I don't want people to look at me this way, because it's not me. It's not a reflection of who I am. That's kind of how it feels like for trans people. It's not a reflection of who we are, and we just want our inside to reflect to our outside. So yeah, I can't explain it any better than that. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is the last question I'm going to answer today. I would ask, is it offensive when others refer to you as a trans woman or a trans man rather than a woman or a man? It really depends on the conversation and what we're talking about. If they're like women and men in a room and then they tell me to stay in another corner because I'm not really woman and I'm not really man, yes, I would be offended and it wouldn't be true. But if we're talking about experiences and someone asks me, how does it feel being a trans woman, I wouldn't be offended. It really depends on the conversation we're having. I kind of see it as different circles, and they all combine into being a woman. So I am a trans woman, but you can also be a cisgender woman. It doesn't make it so that you aren't a woman. And also I am a white woman and still, you know, a woman. You can be a white woman, you can be a trans woman, you can still be, you know, whatever, you're still a woman. There are different circles to being a woman. I kind of see it as so it doesn't make me less of a woman just because I'm trans. You can still just be a different kind of woman. And if someone wouldn't recognize me as a woman just because I'm trans, yes, I would be offended, because it's not true. It's a lived experience. In my everyday life, I'm recognized and assumed as a woman, and I'm treated accordingly. So it's a lived experience. I am a woman because society kind of tells me I am a woman. I have the body as a woman, and people, as I said, recognize me as a woman. And if someone would take that away solely based on the fact that I'm a trans woman, I would be offended. That's my last response for all of the questions. And I will do another video like this because there were so many questions, like there were hundreds and hundreds of questions. So I will definitely make another video like this in the future. But if you're interested in seeing more like this, please hit that like button and, you know, comment and everything like that. And please, if you're interested in getting a Catch Beauty IPL machine, use my discount code Mathilda and click the link down below in my description box or in my top comment. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I love you guys. Bye!